In our last video, we covered the need for e-commerce sellers to file a Schedule C, and in this video, we'll cover the Schedule C in more detail, what gets reported on a Schedule C, and how to gather the right information. You will want to report all the numbers that help you derive an accurate profit or loss from your e-commerce efforts. The Schedule C form linked below this video lays out the different income and expense buckets that the IRS wants to know about. For example, under income, they want to know about the sale price of the items you sold and any shipping amounts that you charged to the buyer. They also want to know any refunded item prices or discounts, so these can be subtracted from your income. Examples of expenses include the cost to acquire or create the items you sold, costs to package and ship the item to the buyer, advertising or marketing costs, including selling fees charged by the online marketplace or other platform where you sold it. You might also have storage costs to store your inventory and utilities costs such as internet, phone, or electricity. You may be able to use the home office deduction if you're using parts of your home exclusively for your e-commerce business, and the mileage deduction if you have to drive to a store to acquire your product or raw materials to make items. It's one thing to know that you need to report all these numbers to the IRS, but where do you go to find them? Fortunately, with current technology, if you're selling online, a lot of this data is readily available. Most marketplaces and e-commerce platforms track this information and make it available quickly and easily to look up your item prices, shipping collected, and any discounts and refunds, as well as sales tax collected and the fees you've paid for them. However, there are a lot of transactions the marketplaces and store platforms don't know about. The biggest tends to be what you paid to acquire or make the product or products that you sold. They also don't know what you've done with other vendors. For example, if you used a third-party shipping solution like Pirate Ship or ShipStation, your marketplace dashboard wouldn't necessarily include those shipping costs. They also don't know any other operating expenses like the costs associated with your home office, utilities, or any advertising expenses which occurred outside the platform. The good news is that in a world with online banking, most of these transactions will show up electronically in your bank or credit card accounts, so these can be accessed digitally as well. Most accountants and financial professionals in this space recommend opening separate bank and credit card accounts for your e-commerce business to make it easier to keep your personal costs and your business costs separate. Now we've talked about what you need to keep track of and where it can be found. While most of this information exists electronically out there, the final step is to pull it all into one location so you can fill out your Schedule C. There are many ways to do this. You can look them up in each place and write them down with a pen and a piece of paper, or you can type them into a spreadsheet. Or you can use online accounting software such as QuickBooks Online, or if you want something specifically tailored to e-commerce businesses, SellerLedger.com. SellerLedger connects with e-commerce platforms, banks, and credit cards to import all your data electronically, allows you to classify expenses easily, and pre-populates a Schedule C form for you. To learn more about exactly what SellerLedger provides, click the link below to view our video on how SellerLedger works. Automate e-commerce bookkeeping with SellerLedger.